and Grandma Eleanor.
And I'm Pal.
And we are going to make homemade stuffed cabbage. We're going to make it for Todd and for the rest of the grandchildren, and it'll be our legacy to them. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start out by showing you, Pap's going to show you how to cut this cabbage. He's going to insert it 4 sides, and he probably takes it in about 1.5 inches.
Or further.
Okay. He said he goes further than that. And what you're doing, you're cutting the inside of the leaves, so when you put it into hot water, you can take them off pretty easy. And always have a big head of cabbage. Sometimes in the stores you only have is them little things, so they don't work out.
Okay.
Okay. Now he's gonna take that core out. Bob, take the core out first. And you need a real sharp knife to do this. Okay, we're good. Now we're going to take it and put it in boiling water.
For how long?
For about 5 minutes. As time goes on, we'll roll this cabbage in here, and we'll pick this cabbage off. Usually, once you cut it and get it hot, you can go ahead and grab them. Now, Pap's using this to bring them out. And there's other ways you could do this. You could freeze this cabbage first, like overnight, and take them off. I don't like it. I've done it. I don't like doing it. I just as soon do it this way. Okay, you got the wrong side. When you're doing these, just go side by side. It'll show you the direction to go in. That's just the buzzer. I usually leave that in there about 10 minutes or so. You start going too long with it, it's going to cook, and you don't want this cabbage to cook. Okay, look and see what direction you're going in, Bob. What's the other side look like? Because you'll see it overlapping on the bottom to where you can tell which one should come off first. Yeah, see, that ain't gonna work. You know, when you do things for years one way, that's the one, and all of a sudden they want you to change your way of doing it, it's very hard. We done this video once, and I didn't like the way it came out, and I think it's because I put the wrong spice in. I done something wrong.
Okay, we're going to start cutting these stems off of the cabbage because they're too heavy.
Can you see them?
No.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm starting out with 2 pounds of hamburger, and I took 5 pieces of sausage that had casing on it, and took the insides out of it, and put that in here too. I'm gonna put these spices and put some garlic in it. I'm gonna put like a teaspoon. I'm gonna put a half a cup of rice,
Uncooked.
uncooked. I'm gonna put 2 eggs. I'm gonna put about 10 saltine crackers crushed up. I'm gonna put a half a cup of onions. Then we're gonna mix it all up. There's a tablespoon of A1 sauce in here. That's what you're putting that in here. Okay, that takes care of that. Another thing you want to add to the meat is salt and pepper. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you how to mix up the sauce. I took a 28 size can of stewed tomatoes, and I broke them all up with my hands, and they're going to go in here. And a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, and it's going to go here. Bob's going to get me a can of water, and I'm going to dump a half a cup of onions in here. A half a cup of celery, chopped up real fine. Okay. We got the A1 sauce, a tablespoon. A teaspoon of vinegar. A teaspoon of sugar. I got a teaspoon of oregano, teaspoon of basil, salt, pepper, and salt. And I got a quarter of a teaspoon of hot pepper seeds, which is optional. If you don't want to put them in, you don't have to. It just gives it a tang to it. And they're all going to go in here. The water is going to go in here. A tablespoon of parsley is going to go in here. Okay. Now I got to get me a spoon.
What about the celery?
It's already in there. Okay. I lined this with cabbage. Take some of your cabbage leaves and put it on the bottom. And then we're going to dump this on top. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of celery salt on this. You got to add flavor. You got to add spices to this. Okay, now we're going to roll these. You're going to put, I forgot I got to mix the salt and pepper in. Okay, you're going to put it in here. Then you're going to roll it up just like you roll a package. You're going to put them right in there. Now I'm making quite a few here, but anytime, if you just want to make, say, 12 of them, just cut this recipe in half. Or if you make it all and you want to put it into the freezer, cook the 2 halves separately in a pan or whatever you're using. And you can always stick one of them in the freezer. I've never done that before, but we've already made a video of these and I forgot something in it and I don't know what it was. So I went and stuck them in the freezer and I'll tell you, they came out great. I couldn't believe it. It's being old-fashioned and not wanting to make freezer food, I guess. That's all you do is roll them up like a package. You need about 2 hours. These have to bake for 2 hours. So I would say you need about an hour to make them. And then you have the time that it takes, because you got to cook them for 2 hours.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take a medium-sized can of tomato sauce, which I think is 15 ounces. And I'm going to pour it all over top of this.
Explain the extra meatballs on top.
Huh?
Explain why the meatballs are on top.
Oh, the meatballs are on top because I've run out of cabbage leaves that were big enough to do anything with. So usually I just make the regular meatballs. Extra ones for, hey, if you have any kids, they'll eat them when they don't want to eat the cabbage. So that works out real well. So we're going to get aluminum foil and put on top of this. And I'm going to bake this at 350 for an hour and a half covered up and a half an hour uncovered. Lots of times I lay cabbage on top, but I ain't got enough to deal with that, so I'm not going to do that. Another thing I wanted to tell you, you always don't have to use as much sauce as I have used on this. I do it because we like the sauce on our mashed potatoes. You know, a lot of people don't do that, but that's how we like ours. So I always try to make sure there's a lot of sauce. But you could cut that sauce in half. You don't have to have all that if you don't want it. Okay. There you go. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, we finished these stuffed cabbage up, and here they are.
They look delicious.
And I hope everybody enjoys them, especially Todd. Okay, that's it.
So high.
Who's the question and the answer stuff for?
Huh? What?
Who's the question and answering stuff for?
Your viewers, your people. Alrighty, guys, we're back with the questions. The crowd loved them. We got some new questions for you. So, Pap, tell me what your first vehicle was.
My first vehicle was a 1950 Ford.
All right, what was your favorite vehicle that you've ever owned?
Vehicle?
Yeah, car.
Car.
Like your pimp mobile.
Okay. My favorite car was a 1960 Buick convertible.
Why? Why was that your favorite out of all of them?
Well, it was just a super nice car.
What color was it?
It was white. It was convertible. And it just run great, and I just never had any problem with it.
Alrighty. Grandma, what was your first car?
A Ford.
A Ford?
54 Ford, yep.
And what was your favorite car?
71 Monte Carlo.
Yeah, why was that your favorite?
Just liked it.
Yeah.
And in fact, it started to rust it out, and Pap went, redone it all, and painted it, and got it all looking pretty new again. Wish that I kept it.
All right, Pap, what is your favorite color?
Red.
Red?
Red.
What is your favorite color?
Probably black, red, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite candy bar?
Snickers.
Snickers? Okay. Grandma?
Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers. That's unique.
Mm.
That's going to cause some controversy with your fans, okay?
What?
That's a unique answer. All right, Grandma, we see your M&Ms behind you. What was your attraction to it? Why did you acquire so much?
My attraction to it came one day when I worked overtime, and I had a bad day, and I walked into the local drugstore and saw this little thing just looking at me and just grinning for all he was worth. And I just bust out laughing, and they're just a happy little thing to have around. They're always smiling, no frowns.
What's your favorite color or character? Which color's your favorite?
The little one up there, the red one.
The red
With
one?
the baseball cap, yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. That's the first one.
Really?
And it just went on. Hey, it was something the kids could buy for Christmas and birthdays, and hey, they were cheap,
Yeah.
you know. And I just like them. I'm not going to get rid of them. Somebody else has to get rid of them, because I can't imagine walking into this room and not seeing them.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is.
All right, Pap. Other than tools, what did you collect?
Me.
Did you have anything you collected like this?
No, pretty much Steeler stuff.
Yeah, memorabilia.
Yeah, but other than that, I didn't collect anything other than maybe the Steeler stuff.
Yeah. What do you think is your greatest thing you've done, your favorite thing you've done, maybe favorite place you've traveled to? What are some of your favorite things over your life you've done? And start thinking of yours too. It's coming to you next.
Yeah, boy, I don't know. That's tough. You know, years ago we did some traveling. You know, we went to New York. And we seen the Statue of Liberty and the Twin Towers. We went up there when that went down. We've been to Florida, to Disney World. We've been to Nashville. Just traveling around, you know. It just seemed we didn't do a lot more traveling than what we did do.
Okay. Grandma?
Well, we went to St. Louis, the Arch. That's really something to see if you've never seen it. Because they take you up in a little cars and take you right up to the top of that and then go back down. We've been up into Wisconsin Dells. That was exciting, very exciting. Yeah.
All right, we're on our final question. So this video is going to live forever. It's going to go from generation to generation. What do you want the generations you will not have the opportunity to meet in 100 years when you guys pass away? Because we know you're going to make it another 100. So what do you want them to know about you, and what advice do you have for them?
The advice would be always be true to yourself. Always. Just be true to yourself.
All right.
And I'm thankful for having the grandchildren that I have. I'm thankful for my stepchildren. I just love every one of them. I hear people talking about their stepchildren, and I think to myself, what a waste. You're wasting your life, you know, because I feel that they're the greatest friends I'll ever have. And I love them all.
Pap, what do you got for us? What wise wisdom can you provide who didn't have the opportunity to hear it from you themselves?
Well, The only thing I could advise anybody to do is follow their dreams and not give up on them. And I've been awful fortunate in my life to live as long as I have. And to have the home and family is probably the greatest thing I can think of.
One thing I can add that they might not realize is whenever something needs fixed, who do you call? You call Pat. Who are you going to call now other than Ghostbusters? And then who knows if that's even a reference when they go to listen to this.
I know.
They're not even know what that means.
Right, right.
Pap was Mr. Fix-It, still is Mr. Fix-It,
Right.
and Grandma's going to feed you while he's fixing it.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy the recipes. Who knows what's to come? Your fans wanted to say thank you for making the first video. They loved it, and they're happy to see you're making another. And we hope, more come in the future, because people love your cooking, and no one can do it like you.
Right, I know.
So we need to see it from the professional. So we're glad you're willing to show us and post it on Facebook. So thank you from everyone.
That's okay.
Any final words for your viewers?
We want to thank Keith for doing this. He's done an excellent job. And that's it. And we love him.
And I love you.
I know you do.
Episode 2 done.